9. Making contact at point 003.
Welcome to Live Action Star Wars. I'm James.
I'm Ralph.
And today we are a little bit late on talking about the trailer for The Acolyte, the new Disney Plus show set in the High Republic, end of the High Republic, about 100 years before The Phantom Menace.
Yeah, and it's not a race, you know?
It's not a race, no. We want to take
We're
our
not trying
time.
to get the... Yeah, totally. So we've already seen the trailer, and we're going to... Oh, yeah, Vesper's here. Has my blinds open. She does have a head. It's just outside.
Sure.
So this, anyone listening to this podcast, because it is a regular episode, this is going to be more visual. So if you're listening on the audio feed, you're going to hear the bits of trailer and hear us react. So if you've seen it, it should be good. If not, if you want to watch us watch it, point out stuff, listen to us on or watch us on YouTube. YouTube.
I think with these ones, we always say it. That's the better way to watch these ones. Hey, it's been a week. You've probably seen the trailer by now. I am going to sort this out because the camera moving. I like the center stage thing, but it annoys me when I watch it move.
We were recording something last. Oh, it was Invincipod. We were recording Invincipod last week.
Nuts.
You went and reached down for something. You were looking at Ryan Otley's signature on two posters.
It was up there. Yeah.
But when you looked down to look at the other poster, it was a very dramatic zoom in and pan down to where it was like suspenseful. Like, how did he sign his name on the other one?
That's awesome.
It was very dramatic.
I don't understand why. Like when you do the center stage thing, I wish there was a way of like locking it. Like it gets to the point, and then you should just be able to hit a button and it locks it where it is. Don't know why that's not a function. Really annoys me, but fuck it, this is good enough.
In that moment, it was very dramatic and it was very funny.
That is cool. It's not as good as when I sneezed. I sort of turned to sneeze or whatever it was early on.
And the camera just followed you.
It just followed me. I tried to go. No, I was blowing my nose, wasn't I? I went to like go off screen, blow my nose, and it just was like, no, watch, everyone, watch. Not my finest moment. Should we just get into it?
Yeah, let's get into it. I have thoughts.
Yeah, Ralph's got thoughts.
Just about the Acolyte in general.
Okay.
So here we go. Go ahead and I will start it up. Everyone let us know.
Close your eyes.
All right, so everyone close your eyes. You're not allowed to watch the trailer. That's your first problem.
Can deceive you.
So right off the bat,
trust them.
Yeah, we're getting the white robes of the High Republic, which like
I've seen them on the book covers.
Yeah, they don't look. I don't know why. For me, I didn't really even notice it at first because I don't know if it's because I'm used to seeing them on book covers and stuff, or if it just looks close enough to like I don't know Obi-Wan's robes and stuff. But it's
right, or Uncle Owen's robes.
Uncle Owen's, his Tatooine clothes. But this is full like High Republic, the Jedi whites, essentially like their dress uniform was very much like lighter colors. I've pulled up a couple. Well, I've got with me the Art of the High Republic book here, just so we can sort of reference because there is a character who's in this trailer who is in this book.
Right. This is where my problems are going to start.
There's one character, and I don't think it'll make any difference.
I know, and it's not going to be the show's fault. It's not going to be the people who talk about its fault. It's going to be my fault for not wanting to hear about it. And I think that's the issue I have with this. I watched this trailer. I'm just to let you know off the bat. I watched this trailer. I'm like, this is awesome. I have no idea who it is. And we're moving forward in a different timeline. You know, we're away from Jedi and Empire and Palpatine and Stormtroopers and all that stuff. I'm like, this is great.
Right.
My only thing is like when we watch the Book of Boba Fett, I'm like, oh, this show's really cool. But people, and again, it's not them. Everyone should be excited about whatever they want to be excited about. But I was so sick of hearing about Black Chrysanthemum and everybody being like, "That's the thing,"
I
and it's like, okay,
really don't think you're gonna have to worry about this. I think the
yeah,
character is gonna be quite minimal, and I don't think it's gonna be anything. I
but
think, yeah, you'll
but I
get
just
the
mean
first
as
time.
no,
Yeah.
I mean High Republic as a whole. I
Okay.
haven't read the books, and I know I'm going to be in. There's going to be like 20 Black Chrysanthemum style Easter eggs in here, and I'm like, oh my gosh, I don't want to be overwhelmed by the EU, and I have this. It's nobody's fault. It's nobody's problem.
Yeah.
It's the problem of having this dread of being just consumed by EU talk. It's the stuff I didn't like listening to in the 90s when friends read the books and I didn't. I was just like, the movies. The movies are what I care about, and I'm just so scared that I'm just going to be. It's going to be an avalanche of uh, of, of
Book
EU
stuff. Yeah.
thrust towards
But
me. And it's like,
but would you consider Opera Rancisis and
that's
Yariel
great.
Poof as would you consider them as movie or EU? Because
Their movie, and I'd be excited to see that.
Pop up.
And it's not about seeing the Easter eggs. It's about hearing about it.
Hearing is
Yeah.
I
Many people told
tell you
me
what,
about
since the death
Chewbacca in the 90s
Yeah.
and the death of Chewbacca in the 90s. And I'm just like, I don't want to hear it. I don't want to hear it. So it's kind of that.
I tell you what, I find it really easy to ignore that stuff. I don't hear about it anymore. I might mention it in the show, but I don't think we go too hard on that stuff because I know that it's something that you don't read, you don't know about it. So there's no need.
Yeah. I know.
I did invite someone
on
on the podcast. Yeah, it could be. I did invite someone on the podcast today who does read the books and stuff like that.
I saw that. I'm kind of I'm excited about that. It's a returning guest.
Someone else as well.
I'll be fine.
Yeah, someone who's not been on before, who we've tried to get on before. Just because it'd be nice to have some new voices and new opinions and new stuff.
Awesome. Great.
But
it's all on me. I'm so afraid I'm going to get inundated with EU.
Don't look
I'll
at
try.
it. It's
I'll do my
easy
best.
since the death of Twitter, man. It's been so easy to ignore this stuff.
Yeah, I guess so. But I mean, again, I'm excited for different Star Wars. That's all I want is different Star Wars.
You're gonna get it, I think. Tristan's here, and he says this is a significant time after the High Republic comics and books and stuff, because that's all at the same time. Yeah, from what I can gather, this is like, I think when they first talked about it, there was talk that this was like really significant, like to the point where most of the human characters would be dead by now, just aged out. Even if they survived that series, they're going to be gone.
Well, I think it's interesting that Yarael Poof and Oppo Rancis are in the High Republic, but didn't make it. They didn't make it past episode 1.
No, that's because they're war criminals. They're even in the High Republic, like they're on the council already at the beginning of that. So those two and Yoda, they are long-serving members of the council. And Yaddle's in the book, but she's not on the council. She's just
okay.
there.
See, I would be excited to see Yaddle. People are hoping for Yaddle to be in this, and she had her own spotlight in the Tales of the Jedi. So, I mean, whatever. Yeah. Who's the voice of Yaddle? Was it Bryce Dallas Howard?
Yeah.
Great. So
she's in the thing. And it'd be cool to see her, like, it would be a way of throwing in a Yoda species without having to do Yoda himself. And it'd be cool because we'll get to see her talking normally.
Again, another person in the High Republic that just happened to bow out of the Jedi Order after episode 1.
But she died, didn't she? She got killed. We saw it.
Oh, yeah, I guess so. Well, I mean, EU.
Well, no, it was
Jedi.
It was on Tales of the Jedi.
Yeah, I guess. I don't know. I'm getting in a weird mode again. Where like Star Wars is just like I'm back to old Ralph, where I'm just like, just live action Star Wars. I don't want to hear about the Bad Batch.
You're in the lull. It's Bad Batch season. That's what it is. You do this like whenever there's a Bad Batch season. It starts to hit
Bad
you.
Batch. I still haven't seen Visions. I think I promised several people that I would finish Visions. Haven't.
You don't need to. Don't.
But James, I just so you know, I have watched the first episode of Avatar: The Last Airbender.
That's exciting.
We'll see if I keep going. But
I'll tell you, the first episode
felt very Filoni.
Yeah. Stick with it. Stick with it. I know that it's such a hard thing to say. Is like watch through the first season, then it gets better. But like, it gets significantly better.
I say that with the Green Lantern animated series, and so
There
I
you
need
go.
to learn to be like, yeah, you can just as soon as you get to a certain point, you're like, yeah, here we go.
Yeah.
Same thing
Yeah,
happened with Clone Wars. Clone Wars, it took like a season or like half
Oh.
a season before I really started getting into Clone Wars. So yeah, I get it.
And Rebels was the same, I think, for a lot of
Same with
people.
Rebels,
like,
yeah.
yeah.
I need to do that.
And also, Filoni's gone after season 1 of Avatar. Like he's off in Star Wars land after that, so he's only does the first season.
Is Giancarlo Volpe still doing it?
Oh yeah, he's in there all
the
way through. He might even direct the finale. Like he's there all the way through.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Dude, I love that dude. He's the nicest guy. He's the nicest guy.
That's
Every time I run into him, I'm very excited, and he's very excited.
Cool.
Yeah. He saw there was one at WonderCon, which there's a WonderCon this weekend. I'm not going. Where I saw him and I waved, and he saw me and waved, and as he was walking over, he slightly like reached in his pocket and slipped on a Green Lantern ring. So I was like, oh, okay. Like he was like tired of wearing it, but
I'd love to know if he's working with the with Mike and Brian in the Avatar Studios on the new animated stuff. It wouldn't surprise me. He was very much in that world. So
he's super accessible. Just ask. Jump on his he's great. He's so great.
Yeah. It might have already been an
animated series.
Well, I feel like I have to now because you're watching Avatar. So
yeah.
Should we?
It's only 26 episodes. Yeah, I guess so. Yeah, younglings.
They're feeling stuff.
Yeah.
We must not trust them.
Again, like bouncing off the Obi-Wan line of your eyes are liars.
What comes into your mind?
So you want to look at that robe? Is there anything you want to talk about, like this robe?
I mean, the gold,
it's kind of the gold.
The gold bit down the middle looks. I mean, they're taking the designs straight from this, which were Phil Noto original concept designs and stuff. So
he's great.
He's amazing.
So I'm looking at the Coruscant skyline here. It looks a little more sparse.
It does a bit. I didn't notice that the first couple of times.
I didn't notice it.
No.
So that's cool.
Yeah, it makes sense. We're a little ways back. We presume we're in
how many years?
And in the regular about 100
like
before
500?
Phantom Menace. But this is about 100.
Okay.
Maybe a little under 100. So the main books, the books are up there. They take place about 100 before Phantom Menace. They run for a few years, and then this is, I'd say, potentially 20, 30, 40 after that, based on character ages. But the only character that we know that's in this is an alien, and we don't know how they age. So it could be fucking ages. Everyone's just assuming that she ages similarly to humans.
Okay. But also Yoda's not teaching the younglings.
No, Yoda's a renegade at this point in time. He's off doing his own thing. He's still lying to people, but he's off like just adventuring. He takes an absence from the council and all sorts.
Okay.
Yeah. Very outer rim. This cantina looks a lot like the cantina that is like your hub in Jedi Survivor. It gives me that sort of vibe a lot.
I was going to say it reminds me of the
trailer for that new Mandalorian, that new video game that's coming out.
Jedi Outlaws.
Outlaws, not Jedi, but it's Outlaws, isn't it? Yeah, it's just
Star Wars Outlaws.
Yeah.
Oh man, do I need to get a PS5?
Get an Xbox. Oh no, it's not going to be multiplayer. But I mean, we could play Halo then, so
Oh man, I've been dying to play Halo. I've been so dying to play Halo. I was thinking about downloading. You don't have a Switch, do you? I was thinking about downloading. They have the Battlefront 1 and 2 classic versions.
That it's really, really broken. Really broken, and just don't. And like everyone's saying, they're not going to be fixing it, so just don't bother with it.
Okay, no, I'm good then. But I've been itching to like. I wish that they would release Halo on different systems, like a Halo classic trilogy version.
Just wait, because I think it wouldn't surprise me. Xbox seem to be doing some things like that, so just hold off on getting whatever you want to get for now.
See, we've always gotten PlayStation, usually because it's like Tomb Raider and Uncharted. If they have a Tomb Raider and Uncharted, I'm getting it. So yeah,
Uncharted's always going to be PlayStation, but I think Tomb Raider comes out on everything these days.
Yeah, yeah. We'll see. We'll figure it out.
Yeah.
I like the PlayStation controllers though.
See,
I'm
I like
used
the
to
Xbox.
them.
Yeah, it's what
Yeah,
you get used to, isn't it?
yeah. All right.
All right.
I see fire.
So that's telling, isn't it? The icy
I see
fire.
fire.
Like,
Yeah. And is
so
this the same? Is this the same person that we think is like? Is this like a Reva situation where it's a
it might
flashback to a
be.
Jedi?
So there's talk that this character, I don't have any of the characters' names. They've all been announced, all the main players and things like that. And there's loose like descriptions and there's been interviews with people. So I don't have any of the details pulled up. We've not gone that deep. But I think it was a case of like there's gonna be someone who is from someone's past. And so it could be that this is someone that this master teaches, and then she drops out of the order, is expelled from the order or something, leaves of her own volition, and then does come back and is this potentially hunter or killer or has a grudge type character.
Yeah, yeah. Do you think that's Warwick Davis in the front?
I mean,
Could be.
Warwick Davis's kid.
Yeah,
Could
yeah. They still bring him in like every project.
Yeah,
He's still around.
Yeah.
I love it. Let's see.
I see fire.
I see Trinity.
I got very excited when I saw Carrie Ann Moss.
I forgot she was in it.
Yeah, I forgot too. I like the Matrix movies. I'm a big fan of all four.
Me too.
Yeah, I'm in a minority where it's like, hey man, listen, they swung for the fences and gave us something that I hadn't seen before. So who am I to complain?
I think the fourth one's great.
I like the fourth one a lot. I know people complain about the action, but I was fine with it.
Yeah.
Oh, the hairstyle changes on the dude.
Just
so
with
great
the
to see
details.
her.
Cheers, Tristan.
But yeah, when I saw her, I'm like, oh shit, that's right. She's in a Star Wars, and I got very excited. And it didn't even occur to me that she was going to be doing like fighting.
And it makes so much sense. It's like, yeah, we haven't seen her do that since the Matrix films and stuff. She doesn't do too much. I'm sure she's acting and working and stuff, but like, I don't see her pop up in everything. She feels like someone who's selective with her projects, and I really appreciate that in a performer. But also the training that they all did, it's the same way that Keanu's always now. I mean, the John Wick movies take it to another level, but like, after that, like you could put him in any of this stuff and he knows it because they drilled it into him. It's just they become very, very proficient.
Yeah. And her fighting style looks very similar to what she did in the Matrix. So it's
absolutely they like this whole scene, the setting, everything about it just feels Matrix. The movement, it's just
the wire work, the sliding on the floor. Yeah, very much so.
And she's got her lightsaber there.
She's got a lightsaber.
She's got a lightsaber. There's nothing, and she's all defense. So something with the High Republic era, like in the books and stuff, they at the beginning of it anyway, like this is the height of the Jedi. This is when they are at their peak. There's not really much conflict. They are peacekeepers. They're doing stuff in that way. They are not out there having to use their lightsabers very much. It's for show. It's very much like a knight and their sword. So they'll train with them. But even in the beginning of that book, one of the younger characters is like, I've never really been in a combat with this thing. Like I can use it to deflect things, and I can use it as a defensive weapon. So they don't keep them on their belts as like readily accessible like we see them in everything else. They're in holsters. Like they have belt holsters for them. It's just a different like design aesthetic that they go for. And then later on, as the conflict brews in those books, we see them getting less ornate. So like the cross guards come down to just regular lightsabers. They're less like gold plated and things like that. And just way more utilitarian and a lot more like the lightsabers that we're used to seeing, because they need to start churning them out because they're in a conflict. So they just need to, essentially, they've got an armory for the first time in years, as opposed to artisans. And I think we're at that point, and we're going to see it. We already started seeing it in the books, and this show, from everything that they've said, it's going to be like this is the Jedi at their highest, and they're going to be kind of brought lower to like down to where they are at the beginning of the Phantom Menace.
Okay.
So basically ready to be toppled.
Losing their sight. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
Humorous.
think this is, you know what? I think what I need is just to shut everybody out except
Mhm.
you, because I like you telling me how it is in the books, and it's I'm waiting for all the thumbnails to show up of like Hu Yang,
Dave.
you know, or
Uh-huh.
like it's it. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I don't know. People should be excited for Star Wars,
People should
and
be
I'm excited
for
for them, but I'm just like bracing for like
it's. I mean,
the worst
I didn't
EU
even.
mansplaining.
I didn't hear about it until today. I didn't realize the backlash that this trailer was getting until today when I
Oh,
went and watched it again. Oh, it's like the trolls are out, the
okay.
Minox are out. Like
Okay,
they
good. So I should have nothing to fear because I haven't heard anything about
No,
this trailer.
exactly.
Okay, so I'm in
And
a good spot. I'm following the good people who are just like, okay, here's some stuff.
and
Man,
if they want to be
backlash. God
excited about
dang.
that stuff, I mean, guess what? There's women in the
There's 3
trailer.
girls in it.
There's 3 girls in it, and one of them's a person of color. Like it's like, fuck, guys. Like,
Okay.
so it's like
Right.
I'd like to think that a lot of them just aren't real people, but even if they
Makes it,
are, they're not real
it
people that worth listening to. So fuck them. Like,
it just makes me want to root for this more. Okay, cool. That
good.
works. That's good. That's good. Yeah. I didn't know if this was something where like the awful nerds are all like, oh yeah,
Oh no.
finally.
Oh no,
Yeah,
this is
okay.
Disney gone woke. This is Disney. Disney's
Okay.
going bust. Disney's gone woke. So fuck them.
Sweet.
They're doomed. Yeah.
Did you see that new Ghostbusters?
Not yet, but I want to.
People are complaining that it's woke. Okay. It's a good movie. It's like, oh shit,
I like
cool.
the last
It's a
one. I like the
Ghostbusters
last one.
movie.
Yeah, I
If
like
you
the
like the last one, you like this one because
Cool.
it feels more like a Ghostbusters movie with those characters. It's great. It's great. I'd probably see it again. But
Hey,
Godzilla comes out in a couple of days. So I gotta
does,
see
doesn't
that.
it? Ah, yeah.
Yeah, we'll see. I got a
Yeah, I
big
might
old
not.
popcorn bucket.
I'm not gonna rush out to the theaters for that one. But
All
if
right.
you tell me
I'll
it's
let you know.
amazing, yeah. If you tell me it's
I think
amazing, then I might.
I think the thing is this is Godzilla. The best way to watch Godzilla movies are on a big screen
Yeah, that's
because
the
you get
problem.
the impact. So if I'm like, oh yeah, like it's pretty good. You should, if you were to see it, it's probably best to see it on the big screen. Or I'll
Yeah.
just be like, whatever.
So
All
it takes quite a lot to get Liz to want to watch a movie at home because she's just like, I've got so much that I need to do and want to do. We fired up Netflix the other day to watch an episode of Three Body Problem, and she was Top Gun popped up. That's just come up on there. Maverick. I've seen it a couple of times. I fucking love it. And I was like, I could watch that again at some point. And she's like, I'll watch it. And so we sat and watched Top Gun Maverick the other night, and she was like really into it. And I was like,
Yeah,
this is a film that I didn't see it in theaters. I was gutted that I didn't see it in theaters because I was watching it and I just it's an amazing movie and just such a big
right.
spectacle.
Right.
Yeah.
I have a friend who like hates everything, hates reboots, hates all the new stuff, hates everything. Love the creator, which was great,
Right.
but really liked Top Gun Maverick. Was like, man, it's just like
it's
like
such an
fun.
anomaly of a movie because
You just go and have fun.
Like you pull up the letterbox for it, and I think the lowest score that I saw anyone give it was a 3. And it's just like
That's a snob.
Yeah,
That's
absolutely, that's a snob. But like,
yeah,
it's so good. It's just perfect, like fun cinema.
it made us want to have the whatchamacallit, the Rogue Squadron. Just be that.
Just reskin it. Just like, and I said this when we were watching it. I was like, just completely reskin it. Don't change anything about the plot. Just like change whenever they say 5th generation fighter, just say like TIE Interceptor. That's it.
Yeah.
Like,
and like I guess Patty Jenkins said it's not done yet. Like,
no, but she's still working on it. Like, it's kind of back alive and in development. Who knows?
Yeah, that's what she said, and
same...
I'm assuming because maybe she's not doing her Cleopatra movie or something. I don't know.
Who knows?
Yeah,
who knows? They'll happen when they happen. I've given up trying to like wish for things to happen now. I'm just like, they'll happen when they happen, and I'll enjoy it when it happens.
Right. All right.
All right. Good job.
Someone is killing Jedi. It doesn't make sense.
Daphne Keane.
Brown. What's that?
There we go. So that was Daphne Keane in heavy makeup from Logan. Just before that,
I haven't seen Logan. I need to see
oh wow,
Logan.
oh
I
Logan's
put it in
great.
my list because I got to watch it before Deadpool.
So when I first that's Daphne Keane. She plays X-23, Laura
Oh,
Kinney.
okay.
Or Laura, yeah. She's excellent in that. We've not seen her since. Yeah. So is that looks like it could be a Jedi, or it looks like maybe it's not moving.
It looks like Zod
It does a
from the
bit.
old Superman.
Oh, Tristan says she's also in His Dark Materials. I guess is that the BBC version of it? I don't know.
Maybe the HBO Max version.
I think it was a co-production, yeah, so it would make sense.
Oh, hey, speaking of Disney and co-productions with the BBC, you watch that trailer for the new Doctor Who?
No.
Kind of looks, I was like, kind of looks rad, but I have a feeling it's
great.
because it doesn't look like it was shot like with junky video cameras from the 80s.
Oh yeah, because that's a co-production as well now, isn't it? Yeah.
Yeah. I was like,
some budget.
I was like, oh, I'm like, I feel weird because my friend Kevin is a diehard Doctor Who fan, and I am not a diehard Doctor Who fan. But I was going to tell him, I was going to be like, oh, hey, that new Doctor Who looks cool. And he was going to be like, fake. It's a fake Doctor Who, Disney-fied Doctor Who.
Oh, no.
But I mean, I saw the trailer. I'm like, oh, this is how I kind of wish Doctor Who was. Like, I want to see the TARDIS like flying through space. And it does. And it's like crash landing on the thing. Like, it looks like J.J. Abrams Doctor Who. Like, it's very overproduced. It's like very well done. Like, it's like, I'm
people
like,
are gonna hate it, aren't they?
I think people are gonna hate it, and I think the people like me are gonna be like, "Oh, it's kind of rad, right?" And
yeah,
they're gonna be like,
it's so different, and it's like it's not Doctor Who that I don't like, but it's some
it's like Doctor Who in name only. Yeah, so I'm very interested. Tristan seems excited about Doctor Who.
Tristan loves Doctor Who.
Yeah, so just let us know, Tristan, in the chat, like if it looks too Disneyfied, if it looks way like fake Doctor Who, but I thought it looked cool. Yeah, well, that's just me. Yeah.
3 specials at Christmas that started this era. They were ace. There you go. Tristan's cool though. Tristan likes things that are good. He doesn't like get hung up on.
Well, I mean, he likes Doctor Who.
And Doctor Who.
It's fine. There's certain episodes I've seen that I really liked, but it's one of those things where I'm just like, I just can't get into it.
Nah,
I just can't. But I feel like this is sort of like, again, like the 2009 J.J. Abrams Star Trek. I was never into Star Trek, couldn't get into it. That helped me get into it. I'm like, okay, I like the characters, I like the adventure, and I went back and finally watched the entire. So maybe this will help people find the. Yeah. Ian Hart wants me and Kevin to do our podcast. I mean, I'll ask Kevin. He's a busy dad.
There you go.
So we'll see. All right, I like how we just pause this to talk about other stuff.
That's fine. It's a trailer.
We're halfway through. Yeah. Let's see.
So let's pause it here. That guy.
Yeah.
So that guy, when I first saw it, I was like, oh hell. They're going a lot closer to the books, and they're doing the character of Bel Zettifar. This guy who's got a dog.
Oh.
He's got a little fire dog. They're not. It's a different character, but he just looks similar. I've got to think that they've gone with a similar design aesthetic. Maybe on purpose. But yeah. From the character description of this guy, I can't remember his name, but he's very by the book. He's a temple guardian. He's like relatively newly knighted. But yeah, very, very by the book and wants to do things right. Probably to a fault.
Yeah.
Seems cool. Seems like a nice kid.
See if he lasts.
Yeah, that's
the thing too. Is we don't know who's.
I'm scared.
You might have yeah, you might have an advantage is knowing the characters. And I'm like, oh, that guy is definitely not going to get killed. But I don't know.
Nothing. This is in terms of High Republic. After this, the next thing that we know is Phantom Menace.
Okay.
So and what we know of the Phantom Menace is Ki-Adi Mundi saying the Sith haven't been seen for a millennia. So does that mean that the red lightsabers that we see in this are not Sith and that they decide them? We'll get there. I've got theories, but I still think we're going to lose. I think this is going to be quite dark in terms of we're going to lose some good guy characters.
Yeah, well, the poster shows like a lightsaber with blood, so
Yeah.
even though lightsabers cauterize, with the exception of
Acolyte.
man's hand,
Yeah.
So we'll see. We'll see.
Love that shot.
You want to talk about that guy? I know he's the guy. He's the guy everyone's excited about.
Yeah, but it's not Buriyaga. They've flat out said that this is not Buriyaga. I can find some concept art, I'm sure.
I like the shaved head with the top knot. I find that interesting.
Yeah, it's cool. So Buri is a Padawan. He's Belle's like best friend in the High Republic. So having these two together, I'm like, oh crap, is that those two characters? But they've flat out said many, many times that it's not. At first, when they first announced it, it's not. I thought it was going to be a cover because they Buri was presumed dead at the time in the books, and they were maybe trying to keep that quiet. He's since alive, but I thought maybe it was because it's a Wookiee. They can live for hundreds of years. This is some Buriyaga art. Amazing, lovely, empathetic character. Like he just wants everyone to be happy and good. He's a sweetheart. But they've said it's not. It's just another Wookiee Jedi Master, played by Junus, which is cool. It's nice to see Junus.
Oh, great!
You know that it's
look good.
Yeah, it looks good, but it also looks different enough. It's not just a reskinned Chewie costume. Like it's a different Wookiee. But knowing that he's in there is good because he's brilliant. He does Wookiees well.
Yeah. Is that Plo Koon in the front on the right?
Looks like it does look like his species, doesn't it? Yeah, maybe. I don't know. He's not around.
Maybe?
No, I think that's a species thing. I think it's an atmosphere thing more than a scarred thing. Always used to be anyway. But it's interesting that they've gone with like the brown robes. That's definitely like they're creeping towards what we know.
Right.
They're not all like in white. There's still some of that lighter stuff, but it's not. I like that there's a bigger team though. I think that's interesting. Definitely being led by the Squid Game guy, who seems to be like positioned as the lead of the show. This is it's a team, which you don't see much of Jedi. They normally go out in pairs, maybe four.
Well, I mean, this could be 4 Jedi and 4 Padawan.
I suppose could be. Yeah, could be.
But still.
But I like the idea that there's something going on. Let's send out a squad. Like, let's send out an investigation team, and they've all got a bit of a specialty. They're all coming from different areas, but it's a case of they've got them to spare at this point in time. Like, there's an abundance of Jedi. They're not spread too thin, and there's not big conflicts that need their attention here, there, and everywhere.
Yeah.
So they can send out like a whole team. This shot reminds me a lot of that shot from the Andor trailer, which was from the flashback in Andor when he's looking out over the mine on his planet. Just that wide vista. This is when the volume is absolutely fine and understandable to use because you can't get this in real life.
You're showing the planetscape, yeah.
They have said that this show, a lot of it is shot practically and on location and stuff, so that's great. I think it shows. It feels like it.
Yeah.
What happened?
I sensed darkness.
Again, no. There we go. 2 characters here that I want to talk about.
Yeah. Green person.
Green person is an older version of Vanestra Rowe, who we first meet in the YA book, the first YA book in the series, and she's in a lot of these books. She is a prodigy. She's a child prodigy. She's 15. She's just been knighted. She is the youngest Jedi Knight of a generation. Her master Stellan Geos. No, is it Stellan? It's one of the masters who's in the book, who's like one of the main characters. He's like the hot shot. He's just been put on the council, and yeah, she was his Padawan, and she's unsure of herself. She feels like she's maybe potentially a bit of a fraud, but she knows she's good. And so she's 15 years old, and she's just been given a Padawan who's only like 13, 14. And she's thrust into that teacher position at a very young age, and then conflict and yada yada.
Yeah.
She's cool. She's a really good character, and she seems way more serious here than she is in the books and from everything that we've seen, where she's maturing and growing up, but she is still a kid. She's got a lightsaber whip that she was embarrassed about because it came to her in like a vision that she was kind of scared of her dreams in a vision. And she decided to modify her lightsaber into a lightsaber whip, and she didn't want to tell her old master about it. She does. He's cool with it because he's a nice guy. Yeah, it'll be interesting to see if we see her outside of the temple. She might just be a cameo character, though. It really would not surprise me if we see her in like 3 scenes and that's it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Manny
Jacinto. Love Manny Jacinto. It's great to see him. Did you watch The Good Place?
I watched some of it. He's in Top Gun in like 2 shots. Like, apparently his part got cut.
Oh wow!
He's a pilot. He's a pilot in Top Gun because I saw him in a couple shots, and I told Stevie, I'm like, "Was that Manny Jacinto?" She's like, "What are you talking about?" Yeah, he's in Top Gun.
That's nuts. I had no idea.
Yeah.
That's really cool. But yeah, love him in The Good Place. He's great.
Right.
Stevie knows of Fern.
Yeah. She's she watched the whole series, I think twice. And I would catch episodes here and there.
Is she in the High Republic Adventures, like the Disney? Oh no, you're on about The Good Place. I was on about. So Stevie knows both these characters then. So she's aware of Vern and Vernestra Rowe, and of Good Place. Good Place is great.
Yeah, Stevie did read some High Republic. I don't know if she made it past phase 1.
Cool, that's fine. Yeah.
Like she was reading the stories in Star Wars Insider.
Cool.
Like there's
like those. They're
stories
fun.
just in those. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Whose phone?
That was my phone. My phone is my camera. I don't think that Liz knows that I'm doing a podcast at the moment. So I could go like that and try and figure it. I think she's probably driving. I don't know.
All right. So this character's cool. We're excited for this character.
Don't know anything about it. He's the third lead in this show. So Manny Jacinto is the third build actor in this show.
Right.
This is all we see of him. Yeah. That to me screams that they're hiding something. And in every interview that he was given from Celebration and onward, he has been like, "Oh, I'm just a guy. I'm just a regular guy. I'm a regular guy caught up in this." I call bullshit.
Right.
I think that is classic. We're hiding something. We don't want to reveal something. I think this guy's going to be potentially the main villain of this show.
Okay.
He's
young Palpatine.
But I mean, I didn't want to say it, but like if they did something like that, it'd be nuts. But Tristan he doesn't look like a moon. And if Tristan's going there with him being Plagueis or Hedo the Mask or anything like that, we'll get there, Tristan. We will get there. I have thoughts and I have theories about where this show in general will go. But I think that
he's not like Shmi's grandpa or something.
Oh God, if he is a Skywalker, I might quit.
Who are these people? There's that Wookiee.
There's the Wookiee in the background, and then is that Carrie-Anne Moss in the front?
Yeah. And then Palpatine in the back. Young Palpatine.
Little Sheevy.
De-aged Ian McDiarmid.
That's it. Yeah, straight up. Don't know, but they're approaching someone or something, and she's looking very serious.
Yeah.
Is that the Squid Game actor just behind her as well? I think
I have not seen Squid Game.
the guy who we've seen throughout this trailer, like the
different
other lead.
haircut.
Yeah,
I don't know.
could be. They look like they're potentially surrounded by other cloaked people that aren't Jedi, though.
Yeah, who are those?
I'm gonna guess that the kid behind is someone's Padawan.
Doesn't
Maybe
look like they're holding like bow and arrows.
Does
The
or
way
something.
their hands are.
Yeah, because they've all got a very similar hand positioning. Is there some unfinished CG there? Because it doesn't look like there's anything in their hands.
I can't tell. It's just dark. I don't know.
Yeah, it could
just be a people that the Jedi are coming to help, and this is their like army or whatever. I have no idea. You'd have a better guess than I would.
There's more interesting stuff coming up. More of that fight,
Or Neo, actually. There's some Neo stuff in there.
Yeah, there really is. So this is an interesting character who I think is being positioned. It looks like there's two villains who are being set up. There's this one who's like the one on the ground, potentially former Jedi.
Yeah.
Seems like your aggressive villain. And then the one, just as we roll forward a little bit, who's going to be the puppet master of this.
Right.
I did see some people
Plagueis?
talking. I don't think it's Plagueis. Again, I don't.
Do we know anything about Plagueis?
He was a moon, like so. Banking Clan. Remember the Banking Clan guys, the tall heads,
Right?
From he was one of them.
Right.
Yeah. No, wait, that wasn't. Was that? Yeah, that was Plagueis. Yeah. But I think these guys, potentially Force Witches. They've said that she's like leader of some witches. Not, I don't think they're Night Sisters though. I don't think it's Dathomirian.
A similar concept.
Similar concept. Could be the Path of the Open Hand.
Could it be the same like witches as from Ewoks Battle for Endor?
Why not? Like, it's the sort of deep cut that you could throw in there, and it's not gonna affect the story in any way, shape, or form.
Great.
It'd be fun. It's the sort of nonsense EU stuff that they like to do every now and then, just as a payoff for people that know.
Who's involved with this show? Who's running this show? It's not Filoni, right?
Leslie Headland.
Okay.
She's running. Could be who? Oh, she was Dathomirian in Endor. Huh, look at that. A lot of people think this is potentially Path of the Open Hand because of what she says, where it's like it's all about power and who has it and who can use it. Path of the Open Hand, another book thing from Phase 2 of High Republic, which is set even further behind. I don't think they're going to go that deep. I've heard people talk about it. It would be an interesting connection. I really just don't think they're going to go that deep because you don't want people to have to read 5 novels to understand a show that's going to be on Disney Plus. It's just not going to happen.
Right.
So if it is, it will be a name only, and you'll get all the context that you need from the show.
Right. The diehards will understand, get a better sense of what it is.
Maybe. Yeah. Or we'll get annoyed because they've tweaked things.
Duh, boy.
Yeah.
No one's going to be happy ever.
No, I mean,
this isn't about good or bad.
Spaceships crashing.
Yeah. Starship crash. Love
This is about power. And who is allowed to use it?
Who that?
I don't know. I mean, first time I saw this, I was like, "Oh shit, are they on Acto?" I think that might be Manny Jacinto.
I'm sure someone's gone in, zoomed in, lightened it, messed with the contrast, and probably figured
had a look at the hair and yeah. Definitely isolated island sort of setting. It gives me the same sort of feelings as Acto and like the cave that Ray goes to and things like that. Don't think it is going to be
The
there,
Sith
but it's
butthole.
something. Yeah, the Sith butthole.
Yeah.
It's going to be something similar though, and it's going to be an isolated island.
Okay.
Iram Arono, for people who read the books, could be one of them. Whichever one of those is the more aquatic planet. I can't remember.
Yeah.
That'd be nice.
I don't know.
Just name check some planets that we've seen in the books. That's all you need to do.
Right.
What is that?
It's a red lightsaber. And
Is it a lightsaber? It's
a
yellow
lot of other lightsabers. And then someone getting pushed back there. It looks like.
Let's see who's doing the pushing.
Who's getting pushed?
Let's see anything in there. And now.
So that's our squad that we've seen a few times in this show. We've got not Belzeth for Squid Game guy and not X-23.
He's got like a metal hand or something.
Yeah, or a gauntlet or something.
Yeah.
I like seeing the yellow lightsabers. They are quite prevalent in the High Republic era. We've seen a few of them.
Yeah, I kind of liked yellow as a lightsaber color.
It's cool. I mean, we've seen it.
Reminds me of green, but
yeah. Yeah, I like the green lightsabers as well. They always look nice. But yellow, we saw it in other shows, and we've seen it in a movie now. So why not?
Ooh, they get force pushers like red smoke.
Yeah, or
it's the light of the lightsaber, because
it does look like they're all getting hit though.
But
all getting pushed
that's
back
like
a bit.
Yeah, it looks maybe the dust is being illuminated by a red lightsaber.
Yeah, I think so. So it could just be like
someone's being able to push
dust to like smoke bomb them, and then the lightsabers coming in.
But to be able to push 8 Jedi.
Yeah, and potential like we're presuming only one person attacking them. Like that's pretty brazen. You've got to be confident to be going in.
Yeah, they're ignited. Their lightsaber is ignited as they're doing the push. We can't see who it is.
No. There you go.
Yeah, that's going to be a reveal. It's the dude flying towards the camera, and then you just see whoever it is standing there.
Yeah.
It's humanoid.
Ian Hart mentioning something here. This doesn't excite me the way that Andor did, and it should because lightsabers. It doesn't excite me in the way Andor did because lightsabers. Like I like the Jedi. I love the Jedi. I love concept. I love Force stuff. I love seeing the other side of Star Wars, the fighters, the smugglers, the scoundrels. That's the Star Wars that I resonate with more than the Jedi stuff. But I thought that when I started reading the High Republic books, I was like, cool, we'll see. Like, this isn't the side of Star Wars that I love the most, but they're my favorite Star Wars books. And it's like,
is that Manny Jacinto's hand?
I think it might be.
Okay.
So my big thoughts and theories and grand speculation on this show is going to be there's people cutting down Jedi. There's going to be conflict. The dark side is rising. They don't think of it or even consider it to be the Sith or anything like that because they've been extinct for a millennia. We lose a lot of people, but eventually by the end of this season, maybe this series, if it is a multiple season show, I think there was a talk that it is multiple seasons. Maybe by the end of the show in general, the main adversary, be it Manny Jacinto or the assassin type character, who I don't think will be the main villain. I think that's going to be someone who gets redeemed. Will be captured, killed, destroyed, whatever. The good guys will win the day after taking heavy losses, and the losses won't just be in terms of physical body count. It'll be a case of they're losing their moral center. It'll be more a case of they are compromising what they once were and like the high ground that they had in that respect. They're having to become more tied with the Republic. They are becoming operatives of the Republic as opposed to their own separate entity. who can just act independently. They are now just space cops. They're having to do all of that just to be able to apprehend this thing. They feel like they've got the victory and that everything is good and that they're all back to peaceful again. And then we get the reveal at the very end of it that whoever the adversary that they kill in this show is more of your Darth Maul. It's your pawn. It's your first push as a wear them down a little bit. Have a little dig at them. See what you can do. If you can kill them, great. If you can't, you're doing enough. And then at the end of it, we find out that it's either Sheev has not Sheev. It's either Plagueis has sent that person, or it's Plagueis's master has sent that person, and that then sets up room for Plagueis to become the apprentice, or Plagueis to become Palpatine. Palpatine to become Plagueis's apprentice.
Right.
I could see it being that way, where it's like the big reveal at the end of it is Plagueis going, "That's fine," and then making a trip to Naboo, and like that's all we see him like landing a moon landing on Naboo and going, yes, whatever. Like I'm here to see the young senatorial representative or whatever. Like I don't know.
Yeah,
something.
We're gonna watch your career.
Yeah. That moment, the equivalent of that moment, and we find out that basically, like whoever it was, the acolyte, in this was a pawn.
Okay,
that's
I have
my
no
thought.
idea what to expect.
And
also, 2 episodes.
I don't, and that's just a speculation.
Yeah. 2 episodes on June 4th.
Great. I mean, June 4th is a Tuesday. I have a feeling that is going to be 8-9 p.m. for you. And so it actually is going to be June 5th over here, because when I looked at this trailer on Disney Plus, the date for 2-episode premiere said June 5th for me.
For you guys. Okay.
So it might be that it drops like 8 a.m. or whatever it is first thing in the morning, or even earlier maybe on the Wednesday morning, which is annoying because it means that I'm going to have to miss an episode when we cover this, because I'm going to be at Glastonbury. I think it's the 4th episode, the 3rd week. Maybe I don't know, somewhere in the middle. I'm going to miss an episode if it comes out on the Wednesday. If it comes out on the Tuesdays and we can pod on the Tuesdays, we're good, and I can be on all of them. If not,
well, no.
Let's have a guest lined up for that episode though.
Right. Maybe Adam.
We are working. Yeah, Adam is already in for at least one of them. But I'm sure that he'd change it up. But yeah, cool. confirmed so far. We've got Adam Fraser and Jacob Fullerton both returning, and
great.
we will try and fill out every episode.
I mean, nice. Yeah. Again, we got to reach out to Eddie because we love Eddie, and Eddie, so he's usually game for. I think he's been on all of our seasons.
I think so.
I think so. And then you get some non-dudes.
Yeah. So, I've reached out to a few already, and hopefully we can get some.
Yeah,
that'd be great. But yeah,
some non-dudes.
Some non-dudes.
Yeah.
Non-bearded white dudes.
Yeah.
Because we always have a great conversation with these guys. We love having them on. But yeah, it's nice to get some other representation on a show.
Alrighty. Man, my beard's out of control. I'm still sick.
My throat's going.
I'm very much trying to get over this. I'm hoping in the next couple days. But yeah, I don't have any more thoughts on Acolyte. I'm excited to see Star Wars that's going to surprise me. So I'm just hoping I'm told that I shouldn't have been surprised.
It's not going to be this character, but just seeing that's concept art of a character named Gira Staros.
Looks like that lady.
Just like I'm flicking through this book, and it feels like they've just gone. We've got all the concept art that we need. Like, so we can just use the unused stuff from this that they didn't use in the books and comics. They can just use it for the show because they're there already.
Cool. Which is great. I'm gonna look up because I haven't looked this up. who's doing the music for this show?
Oh, I don't know.
The Acolyte.
Yes.
Man, IMDb has been slow lately.
Oh, really? So there's one character in his temple whites, and then his like out on mission brown robes and stuff. So
Oh,
it's cool.
Michael Abels is doing the score.
Where would I know him
Michael,
from?
from Jordan Peele's movies. He does Jordan
Oh,
Peele's
cool.
movies.
Nice.
So that's interesting.
Yeah.
Cool. Yeah. And then yeah, that's exciting. Get a new take on some Star Wars music. And
So
probably maybe the
what
only
you're
thing we would
saying-
hear is the Force theme, but maybe a variation on it.
This is what you don't want. So if
This
we
is
can
all the-
avoid if we can avoid going to this page for Ralph, that would be great.
Yeah. Yeah. I guess being off Twitter helps,
Yeah. It really
but
does.
it's so tough because it's always the same. It's who can talk about this person first. And I guess it won't spoil me because I won't know who they are, so that's good.
I'd like
That's good.
I mean, I don't think he'll be alive still, but I'd love to see Space Matthew McConaughey.
All right.
He's great. He's like that character is fully Matthew McConaughey coded, and it's great. He's on a ship with Geode, who is a rock, and he is
Yeah, I've seen Geode because there's a Green Lantern who is also a rock. And I don't remember his name. It's not Stell. I don't know. I should know, but I don't.
Wow, Tristan thinks Vern is Plagueis's pawn. That's really interesting. I don't know if they'll go that way.
Hanu.
Yeah.
Hanu is a rock Green Lantern.
Okay, cool.
So I'm maybe I'll think of it as that.
Is he also a massive flirt? Because Geode is a massive flirt. Despite the fact
He's
that
like
you
a
never
hard-
hear him speak. It's always people are just like, oh, Geode, you always say the right thing. It's always like implied dialogue. It's excellent. Great comic relief.
Cool. I don't think I have much more to talk about. I am excited about it. I very much am excited about it. And I guess it helps that I don't have, the history of the books to like groan if they do something wrong, quote unquote wrong. And I don't have to be like, oh, they had to put the cameo by so and so. Like, so it's kind of nice, like being ignorant to all of it.
Yeah.
And I kind of want it just to stay that way. Like, I like hearing the info, like the insight on how things were in like the normal book stuff that you tell me is always fun. But I just have this fear that it's just going to be like
those people are going to be out there. There's nothing
don't
that we can do about.
I'm not going to read the books.
Those people, we can't avoid them. They exist. They're going to be there. But
the fact that they're already mad at the trailer makes me excited because I'm rooting for it. I'm rooting for it. Yeah.
Hell yeah. I think it looks great. I'm very excited. Everything that I've heard, and people who have seen early footage and have seen clips and stuff and have talked to other sources and other reputable people have all been incredibly positive about this. And that is coming from people who haven't really liked the latest few projects and have thought that things have been on a bit of a lull. They all seem to be way more hyped for this and are sort of saying that this is up there with Andor in terms of quality. So if this can be the Andor quality, but in a Jedi type setting, that's amazing. We're eating good because that's the two sides of Star Wars,
right?
Done to a high level.
Great.
And
then Skeleton Crew,
which I have no idea about. It's complete.
I don't think anybody knows anything about.
No.
So
Jude Law in a long trench coat. That's it. Great.
I didn't even know that. I didn't know he had a long trench coat. Great.
Yeah, I think it was an image.
An image. Okay, cool. Awesome. Well, I mean, more Star Wars. I guess it's been a while.
Yeah.
So I'm kind of like Ahsoka was a while ago. I like that show very much.
Yeah.
Just the ending was a little flat for me, but whatever. And then this is going to be all new to me. It's going to be all new to me. And
I
if
like
there's
that we're
something in
just
it that's
getting
not
away.
new,
We're getting away from it. Like the closest thing that we're going to get to characters that we know is maybe a Yoda cameo, maybe a Yaddle cameo.
That's the thing is, I feel like I would eat up a Yaddle cameo. I'd be like, hell yeah, this is
Yoda, you've
amazing.
grown.
And if Yoda show up, I'd be, oh boy, here we go.
I kind of agree with you. I kind of agree.
Yeah.
And
Yeah,
like
let's get weird.
I don't know. It feels too easy for them to not do it, but I really hope they don't.
Here's what it is. Here's what it is. Star Wars, since day one, in the cantina, there's a bunch of random people, and you could see the background and be like, oh, I wonder what that guy's about. Oh, I wonder what that guy's about.
Yeah.
When you watch episode 1, you're like, I wonder what that female Yoda is. I wonder what that long neck dude's story is. And we never got it. So I think seeing them would be great. Yeah. I know Yoda's story plenty. Yeah. So I don't need to see that. So give me any background guy, give me that. And I think I'll be excited. Yeah. Even with the Yaddle.
Tristan says more live action Star Wars means more live action Star Wars, which is great. Yeah. We're not going anywhere though. Even in the interim, we're still here. No. We aren't doing data links at the moment because we're also doing Invincipod.
Which we've got an episode tomorrow.
So if you're not watching Invincible, go and watch Invincible and then come back and join us tomorrow.
It's so good.
I'm gonna have to go because my throat's starting to go and we do have to talk about Invincible tomorrow. So let's check out of this one and we'll see everyone tomorrow. You don't have to wait long. Right. No. Won't be a Star Wars next week, but there will be Invincipod next week. But we'll be back with live action Star Wars in 2 weeks. So follow the socials. You'll find out what we're covering. We'll tell you what we're covering there.
Yeah. It's episode 99.
Oh, that's amazing. Oh, we're nearly there. Yeah. We should plan something for 100.
Yeah, maybe. We'll see.
I might be out of the country. All right. For the end of this episode, we'll see you tomorrow if you're watching Invincipod. For Light and Life. It's a high republic.
No, don't. Yeah, I know.
I'm not gonna mix it up.
I'm already fine. I'm
not
already
gonna mix
behind.
It up. All right.
I know that's a thing.
Yeah.
Oh,
don't give in to hate.
Celebrate the love.
Punch it.